I have been on a long journey with my gut health after experiencing some severe issues almost 2 years ago. A few years back, after a very stressful period in my life, I caught a virus which disrupted my nervous system, which caused me to have severe gut issues almost overnight after having the virus. And this led to extreme IBS, which is also called leaky gut. Now, leaky gut is where you've got some tight junctions at the end of your stomach that pretty much should be sealed closed, but as your stomach is getting worse and worse, the junctions are opening up and food particles are basically spreading through, which then basically sends your immune system into overdrive, and it causes all sorts of issues. But I was never taught about gut health. I truly believe that more people need to be enlightened on gut health and how important it is to us, because this journey with IBS has been very, very difficult and people definitely need to get knowledge on this. There is starting to be a lot more out on the internet, which is actually giving us the right tools. We're learning a lot more about the gut, how important it is in our health. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the journey with my gut health and how I help myself. Best way that I believe will help you heal your gut. And one of the points is something that not many people talk about at all, and I think it is virtually almost 90% of what people need to work on to heal their guts. But firstly, we must understand how important gut health actually is. Your gut controls 80% of your immune system. 90% of your body's serotonin is also produced in the gut. Serotonin is basically the feel-good hormone. It is basically produced to make you feel good. So it makes you feel happy. It makes you feel motivated. All of these sorts of things serotonin is going to help with. So most time, if people have gut issues, you will also see that they are depressed, anxious, severe mental health issues. It's actually just coming from their gut being very, very upset. So this means that if we do not have a healthy gut, our immune systems are not strong. We are not able to fight off viruses as much. So severe IBS could be a sign of getting ill really easily. You find you keep getting ill, it's probably a sign that your immune system's run down. Of course, then this obviously affects how your hormones work. All know hormones make up the human body. They control everything. It is so important to work on your gut health. If we do not, this can lead to diseases like autoimmune diseases. Your body is just so inflamed from trying to fight off all of these foods you're eating because it's having reactions to them. As science is now developing, we are understanding that diseases simply start in the gut. This is why it is so important to look after your gut health. Most diseases that you see in the modern day is actually coming from us eating foods that we shouldn't, which is causing all of these gut problems. So we need to learn to take care of our gut health, really work on this. And this is not something that you just magically take a supplement or you magically do one thing and your gut's healed. This is a big journey that you need to commit to. It is going to mean making big lifestyle changes to your life. The lifestyle I lived before this is completely different to the lifestyle I live now. We are going to get into some of the changes that I have made to really help heal my gut. This is what you need to start with to make progress on your gut healing journey. Firstly, we must identify, how do you know you have IBS? Now, some of the symptoms you might see are as listed below: cramping, abdominal pain, bloating, gas, diarrhea, constipation. You could also see fatigue, joint pain, inflammation, skin issues. A lot of acne is just a sign that your gut is really, really upset. Now, when we go to doctors, they prescribe us all of these antibiotics to try and help. That is not getting to the root cause of the issue. Actually healing your gut, which will more times will heal your skin. And you could also see headaches and brain fog. And the biggest ones that I saw was actually blocked nose and itchy skin. This is basically a sign that your body is releasing histamine. So histamine is basically when you're having allergic reaction to food. If you've got any of these symptoms, it might be a good sign that you do have gut issues. Almost might be a sign that you've got gut issues. So the first step I took is that you need to remove trigger foods. And I know that everybody says this, but it is so important. If you are continuously eating foods that are upsetting your stomach, you are not going to heal, because your body's going to create this huge reaction, which is not going to allow your body to heal. I want to preface this. Now, if you develop a histamine problem, system, which is basically where your body is having allergic reactions to all sorts of things, which is coming from your gut. You need to pick foods that are limiting these reactions. For me, I pretty much was having reactions to almost every food you could think of. I was having a slight reaction. I took the extreme reactions, I took middle reactions, and I took lower reactions. And what I would do is just try and eat foods that gave me the lowest reaction possible. This is not healing the problem. I wanted to give myself the best chance to not have as many symptoms when I was working on healing my gut. For me, if I would have a really strong reaction, I would get a blocked throat, I would get where I couldn't breathe properly, my teeth would go numb, my tongue would go numb. On the other hand, I would have a lower reaction, which would literally just be a stuffy nose for maybe 10 minutes and then it would go away, or I might get a teeny headache. But for me, I had to outweigh the positives and the negatives to work on healing my gut, and eventually the reaction started to get less and less. First, I had to remove all the foods that were causing me issues, which was a lot for me. But for most people, this will simply be cutting out all the ones that you probably already know, which is alcohol, sugar, gluten, dairy, eggs, soy. Most people issues. If you know that you can't eat dairy, you need to remove dairy, and hopefully you can add it in at some point. You do have to bear in mind that actually you might be allergic to this food and you can't re-add it in, but you have to do it for a period of time to see how you get on to help your gut heal. If you do not remove these things, your gut is not going to heal because you're going to have overreactions, you're going to be having diarrhea, you're just going to put too much stress on your body, which is not going to allow it to heal. Brings me on to the most important part of healing your gut, which no one is talking about, and this took me so long to figure out. Most of my IBS was coming from nervous system deregulation. That is basically where you are so stressed that your body is causing all of these symptoms. So I think we could all agree that if you are having allergic reactions to loads and loads of food, it's probably not an issue with the foods, it's an issue inside your body which is causing. Now, if you are chronically stressed, this is gonna stop your gut from healing. Please listen to this again. If you are chronically stressed, you will not heal your gut. I went round in circles for ages trying different diets, trying different low FODMAP foods, trying everything you could possibly imagine to try and heal my gut. I was so chronically stressed that my gut would not heal no matter what I did. Since working on my stress and my nervous system, my gut has finally started to heal. And this is what I am telling you, is that your brain and your gut are completely linked. I don't know the science of it, but apparently it is connected by a vagus nerve, which is basically controlled by your nervous system. If you've got a dysregulated nervous system, you are gonna have gut issues because it's gonna affect your vagus nerve, which is gonna affect the way your brain and your body is connected. This was like the golden ticket for me, and I was like, this is it. I started meditating, breath work, focusing on my stress. All of a sudden, most of these symptoms started to disappear one by one. But I mean, my energy has gone up by 50, 60, 70% just through starting healing my nervous system. I truly believe, and I don't know how much truth there is to this, but I truly believe that your nervous system controls your whole body. If you've got a dysregulated nervous system, this will cause any issue under the sun. This will cause any disease under the sun. This will cause any issue you're having if your nervous system is not in a good place. And this is why you will notice that people get IBS through stressful periods in their life. And this is because their nervous system is in a fight or flight state, which causes issues with the gut microbiome. If you want to heal your gut, you need to work on here. No amount of going carnivore, keto, vegan, on a juice diet, not eating for 7 days is going through your gut. Actually, stress levels, which could be causing all of your symptoms. Please think about this. If you are stuck in an IBS loop and you've tried different diets, have a think about how stressed you are and how your nervous system feels. Stress could come in a form of actually stressing about your gut all the time, stressing about, oh my god, am I going to have a reaction to this food? That is what is causing the stress. Of course, go and check with a doctor to make sure you don't have things like SIBO, or you don't have really bad gut microbiome bacteria issues, or you don't have a virus that's causing it. But if you have been checked by a doctor and they're just like, yeah, you've got IBS, I would definitely look into how you are on a day-to-day basis, and you need to reprogram your mind to let go. The only way you can do this is through meditation and calming yourself down, and this might be moving environment, moving to a less stressful job, it could be anything. but you do need to make this trade-off if you want to heal. And this is definitely something I learned. What I started to do was I started to prioritize my meditations over anything. I put this in front of anything. It was in front of my goals. This was in front of eating, drinking. First thing I would do when I get up in the morning is meditate. I would meditate about 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the afternoon, and 20 minutes at night. And what I found is this kept me very calm throughout the day. If I had something that irritated me in the morning, then I have a session at lunch where I can just breathe and let it go. People online talking about, I've got an autoimmune disease I can't get rid of, I've got this issue I can't get rid of, and it's simply because they are so stressed. It's causing all of these inflammatory issues, and people try to claim that a diet's going to heal it. It's not. It is simply calming down your nervous system. I haven't added probiotics in because, one, I think it's too hard to find the right probiotics. It can cause damage if you're just trying loads of different bacteria. You're just throwing loads of different things into you without actually knowing exactly what you need. To be honest, I don't know how you can even find out exactly what probiotic you need, but I truly believe that we have evolved over millions of years to be able to heal ourselves. And I think the best thing I thought was, I'm not going to give my body anything, but I am going to give my body the tools to heal itself, which is through calming my stress, removing these trigger foods, doing positive things in my life to help build a healthy gut microbiome by itself. If you keep throwing probiotics but you're not looking at these other aspects of your life, then you're simply not going to heal your gut. It doesn't matter how much good bacteria you put in there. But if you focus on all of these positive changes, you don't have probiotics, you still can heal your gut. That's what I went with, and it's worked massively for me. I think that you need to prioritize other things than buying somebody's probiotic on. There are so-called best foods you can eat that do have probiotics in. So people do say kimchi, sauerkraut, raw dairy, which has really good probiotics in. You've got kefir, which is a really good one. I just started to focus on foods that made me feel better. Like a lot of meat, pretty much went on a carnivore diet for a while, but I don't think that carnivore is the only way to heal your gut. I think a lot comes down to the brain gut connection. Some people go on vegan diets, some people go on a low FODMAP diet. I do think that it is necessary to remove these foods and go on a restrictive diet for a set period of time to really give your body time to heal, because you've been giving it whatever, all of this rubbish for many years. Your body is probably just tired. So eating a carnivore diet gave me less reactions. It helped with my blood sugar levels, which kept my stress down. And on top of that, I done a lot of meditations, and this helped. Now it really depends how restrictive you need to be. For some people it's gonna have to be, you're gonna have to go carnivore. For some people it's gonna be, you're going a keto diet. For some people it will be just a low FODMAP diet. For some people it might just be cutting dairy out, and you'll see massive benefits. You need to work that out by yourself, but it is necessary to do this. Now the other one is I had to quit caffeine. Caffeine was causing me a lot of issues because I was already in a really stressful state, so throwing caffeine on top of that was not helping. It was making me more stressed, my nervous system more activated, which was causing more gut issues. So I had to get rid of caffeine. I know that might upset some of you. If you are going to do caffeine, then I would suggest doing it not on an empty stomach, maybe eating in the morning and then having your coffee after that, so you're not doing it on a complete empty stomach, so you're not going to have as much of a stressful response from it. The last thing I would probably say I focused on was I had to switch the exercise I was doing. Now I'm someone that loves doing intense exercise like running, like CrossFit. It simply was too stressful for me, especially as I'm healing, so I've had to move over to a 3-day-a-week weightlifting, more chilled, not so crazy on my nervous system. Now the ideal world would be to not train to keep your stress really down, but I find that actually I think it's important to move your body. Yes, I might stress my nervous system out a little bit from doing it, but I think the positives of having good mental health, letting some stress out, is more important than the hour of stress it might put on my nervous system. So since switching over to that, I have seen such improvements with my gut. My gut is almost fully healed now, guys, from doing all of these points. If someone told me this back years ago, it would have saved me a lot of stress trying to figure out what's going on. But I would just say these are the most important points you need to follow, and especially nervous system deregulation. Enjoy the journey. As bad as it might sound, you need to fully accept what is going on and really submit to life, and then you will start to heal. This has been a longer video. I don't usually do as long videos as this, but it's so necessary to give you all of this what you need. Please like, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.